Sue.
Hello.
I haven't heard from Bob. Have you? Bob Briggs?
Wait a minute, I don't know that I sent him one. Hold on.
I thought I saw his name on there.
He was on but not on the Zoom list. Hold on. I'll send it to him right now.
Carrie sent me a message and said she had another meeting but was going to try real hard to be here.
Okay. Okay, Bob should get one right now. Sophie's trying to join. I haven't heard from him. I didn't get any reaction when I sent out the agenda.
Yeah, me neither, so.
And I also, I had reached out to the realtor for the people that bought 917, and I haven't heard back from her, and Mark Eastman also reached out to her, and I heard from him a little while ago that he hasn't heard back from her either in terms of getting the contact information, but anyway. It's 1 o'clock.
I know, it's like 1:02, and I'm thinking, where is everybody?
Well, we knew Mark isn't going to come. He said he wasn't because of the River Road thing. And
right.
Chris, we knew, is not feeling well. And
yes.
so he's not. Carrie's got another meeting, and Bob I just sent the invitation to, but I don't know what his schedule was, and I haven't heard from him since I sent the agendas out.
Yeah, I haven't heard from Bob in a while. I sent him information on our last meeting that we had, and I also sent him information on, he wanted to know what, where we had located, we thought was the cemetery and what was going on, and did we have maps, and I sent him everything that I had. Okay. And I haven't heard back since. I just got a beep on my phone here. Let's see if anything comes through. No, I thought maybe, no, thought maybe Carrie would jump in, but, well.
Well, we can start the meeting. I don't know.
Excuse me, what did you say? I'm sorry.
That we can start the meeting. I mean, and just say that, other members.
We can call the meeting to order.
Right.
And you and I can discuss it, and if Carrie jumps in or Bob, we can continue.
Right.
So we can just do the update, which I think you did. I don't know if we were on when you were updating.
I don't either, but you can formally start the meeting, and we'll go over it if somebody was watching.
Okay. So we will start the meeting, and this is October 6th at 1 o'clock for the Cemetery Committee. And our first item on the agenda is the update on the cemetery on the River Road.
The sale has taken place and been completed from the prior owners to the new owners, and I have reached out to the realtor that represented the new owners, and Mark Eastman has also done so, but I have not heard back from them in order to get information. The plan is still, now that it's transferred, to get the approval to move forward with the ground penetrating radar this fall and get the area cleared and staked out for work in the spring.
Yes, yes, and then we can order the stones and the plaque and all of that.
Yes, that's still, there's still time for us to get that done this fall now that the sale has actually taken place, and we'll be working with one owner instead of trying to negotiate this through two of them. So
Yes.
that stands at the moment. I anticipate that I will hear from them sometime this week, and Public Works is ready to do what we had discussed in terms of clearing the area that we identified just as soon as permission is received. So
we're kind of at a standstill until we hear from them or a contact person.
Until I get the contact information.
To give us the permission.
Just to give us permission. I don't anticipate any issue with that. They were aware of this prior to the purchase. So.
Okay, and the next item was updates on any other cemetery issues. We had discussed at the last meeting we would hold off until this one was resolved before we went any further.
I do have some additional information on the idea of one on Upper Long Pond. I spoke to former Mayor Keene yesterday and was discussing concerns that had been raised during the time when we were doing the mowing bid for that area. And he indicated that back at the time that the Rod and Gun Club was looking at locating a shooting range in that area, that the town had gone through the process of having ground penetrating radar done and had not located anything in that area, and that there was a discussion that that it was believed that if there had been one there, that they had been moved to the cemetery, which is not too far from there. I can't remember what the location was, but he indicated that the town did the ground penetrating radar and that kind of stuff back when that was originally raised as an issue. So
I remember it being raised as an issue, and I remember that the Gun and Rods decided that they would go over to Verona and not further it. I didn't recall them ever doing the penetrating. I don't recall that happening, and I spoke with Keene about that this morning, and he said he thought they had, and I didn't think they had, so I'm not really sure. I guess we'd have to look back if there's any minutes.
Research that, because if I had a timeline on when that would happen.
I know it was back when Roger Raymond, and it was when they were deciding on the range. It was probably maybe even 4 years prior to Roger leaving.
So that would have been 2008?
Probably in that era.
Okay, just our minutes and all of those kind of things are only digitized after 2012. So
yeah. So I'm not sure.
But I can look back in the records to see when that was, because I remembered the initial discussion was that you hadn't thought, and then when Mr. Keene was in and he indicated it was, and then I needed to know when so I could look to see what actually.
Yeah. The only reason I think it wasn't is because Rod and Gun decided, well, they would just go over and use the one at Verona. So that's when I didn't think it went any further. I could be wrong, but that was my thought.
Yeah, well, I will, now that I have an idea of when to look for, I'll look back in the council minutes to see
if there's something.
But the other place I could look would be in the cemetery committee minutes.
Yeah, you could look there too.
That I know that at that time they were meeting as well.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'll do that. And do you want to schedule the next meeting for the first Tuesday oh, not the first Tuesday in November. That's going to be a difficult day.
Yeah.
How about we do the second Tuesday in November at 1 o'clock?
Okay,
Because the first Tuesday is going to be November 3rd, and
yeah.
I'll be really.
Good. No, no, good.
That would be the 10th.
That would be the 10th.
Yeah, at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, we can do that. By then, we will have some,
We should have received the permission and started the work on 917. So
yeah, yes,
it will be an update on sort of maybe even what the radar has located. So
yeah. Okay. Well, I haven't heard from anybody. I did get someone was trying to call me, but I wasn't sure. They didn't leave them. They did leave a message. Let me see if it was a 469 number. Let me see. No, it wasn't anything to do with the cemetery. I thought maybe it was calling in to do with it, but nothing. So,
okay, well, I guess that's it for today, but we'll meet again on
November 10th
at
at
1 o'clock
1.
November.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so we will close the meeting. There's nothing really we could vote on anyway, but at least we've got it out there and the public knows what's going on and that we're proceeding forward. So,
Okay. Thank you, Kathy.
okay, have a good day.
You too.
Thanks. Bye-bye.